Like it said in the book of Hebrews, you got to labor to enter into that rest. You know, even keeping the commandments in this society is a form of labor. You know, because we battle not with flesh and blood. For how long?
No, I mean whatever. That's why I got
My car's up there
check to make sure.
by the end
Or
of
if anything,
I can just
just
that.
take it off of my channel. That's all.
I don't know if that's
So, Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 43. It says, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past." Yeah, so basically, you know, the day of doom for this society is soon to come. The end is near too. So it says, in the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So like, you know, in this society, this is a wicked ass society, and we're gonna see corruption overcome. Like matter of fact, so I got a scripture. Second Ezra 6:28. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 28. It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared." So right now, you know, you see faith basically flourishing. That's why you see, you know, camps popping up throughout North America, Central America, South America, Europe, you know what I'm saying, so-called Africa, you know, places we don't even know about or whatever. You see the truth flourishing. You see the name of Israel, the 12 tribes, you know, people are basically waking up to the fact that they're Israelites. So it says, "It shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared." So it's been declared. You know, the Israelites' identity, who our enemies is, who Esau is being exposed. Esau's, the identity of Esau being exposed as a so-called white man. You know, the other nations being identified, the prophecies being declared.
It's like a skirt being lifted up. Skirt being lifted up. I got something. It's Psalms chapter 25, verse 4. It says, "Show me thy way." Just like colliding.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you was in the car, I was following.
Anyway, it says, Psalms chapter 25. It says, "Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth, and teach me, for thou art the God of salvation. On thee do I walk all the day. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness, for they have been ever of old." So I was saying, I think this was David, basically putting, this is David, basically, King David basically putting his trust in the Lord, asking the Lord, you know, to teach his ways, to guide him on the right path, the God of salvation, which is Yahawah. You know, and David was slaughtering tens of thousands. You know what I mean? So if the Lord could have a king like that and protect him, then you know the Lord can have mercy on him, man. Because even King David committed adultery. But King David in Psalms 52, he cried out to the Lord to forgive him. He was like, Lord, please forgive me. Blot out my transgressions. You know? And the Lord forgave him. The Lord had mercy on him. That was the sin worthy of death. You know? So it shows you that the Lord has a balance. You know? But you have to believe and you gotta have faith, man. Because the Lord could guide you through any circumstance. You know, just like the book of Eli. You know? And in the movie Book of Eli, he was moving off of faith. I think he was blind, right? That's look, man, that just shows you right there.
Yeah, it's like my favorite movie.
Yeah. I like that. Like when I was staying in the studio, I didn't have no cable now. I had to go to the library and download movies. I had that joint just playing over and over and over. You know? It's like a faith booster. But the Lord definitely will have mercy on you if you get right. And then, you know, you come back into the ways, following the law, statutes, commandments, you know, and doing His will. Because a lot of us is not, you know, all thinking we holier than thou. Because we know where we came from. We still in the flesh. But through the Spirit of the Most High, what's that scripture? He said, being washed by the water. Being washed by the water. Because the Most High, through the Spirit, He called us and He put a new spirit in us. To where we were baptized, we became new men. Our minds were transferred, you know. We were able to see the corruption that was surrounding us and not follow it, you know. And to follow what? How the Lord told us to follow Him, man. You know, it's high time. Right now, we're blowing the trumpet like, yo, listen, the army is coming, the flood is coming, prophecies is coming. You know, wake up, get right, so the Lord can save you. You don't want to be saved by the Most High, you know?
So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26. It says that He might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
Ooh, so that's how the Lord baptized you, by the washing of the word. Not putting water over you. You'll just be a wet sinner. You'll just be a wet sinner. Putting that chemicalized water over you. You know what I'm saying? That toxic. You know what I mean? So the Lord is gonna, because earlier I read that the scriptures is referred to as the water. Now if you washed by the water of the word, you become a new man, man. You know? Stop putting away the things that were before that you used to do. You know?
Philippians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, do all things without murmurings and disputings. So basically, as far as like coming out to the highways and byways, and doing things productive for the name of the Most High and pushing the word. You're not supposed to be, like murmuring would be like basically like grumbling like, oh damn, I gotta come out here another week, I gotta do videos, I gotta do this or do that. It's like, you're not supposed to have that spirit about you. You're supposed to want to further, push the truth in the gospel of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as the light of the world. So it says, blameless, harmless, without rebuke. So, blameless will be, they can't say any, basically, negative things about you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you want to, that's how you want to conduct yourself to be. Because, we're living in a wicked society. And, basically without rebuke, so they can't say, we're transgressing any of the scriptures because, we're walking in the spirit, we're walking in the light, we're using the scriptures as the light for our feet.
Right? I like what you said. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 9. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, and shalt believe in thine heart that Yahawah hath raised him up, has raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved.
Yeah, so that's talking about first and foremost Israelites who have faith, right? Because you got Israelites that basically just believe, like for example, you got Israelites that just believe in the Old Testament, but they don't believe in Yahawashi. But that's part of what it takes to receive salvation. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith in Yahawashi because He's our mediator. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep the laws 100% or whatever. Like the scriptures say, if you break one of these least commandments, you break them all. So that's why we need a mediator for the remission of our sins and to bring us back into good graces of Yahawah. And that's why we know the name Yahawashi, which means He is a deliverer, right? We have faith in the name of Yahawashi.
I got some. This is Romans chapter 12. I'm going to start at 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahawah, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahawah. So it says, Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
All right, so it's saying that we present our bodies a living sacrifice. So basically, you have brothers that go out in the highways and byways, and basically they're presenting their bodies a living sacrifice. So their particular, just like I said, their safety, their lives, their ambitions, or whatever, it's all about serving the Most High. It's not about yourself. So we say we present our bodies a living sacrifice.
And if I could add something, because back then, in the ancient times, they used to sacrifice animals to cleanse their sins. But now it's a spiritual covenant. Now it says,
do you say people?
Says, but those are bywords, so people can understand. Like,
people understand what black and African American is?
Nah. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, brethren, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahawah, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, it said reasonable service, so meaning like it's not, it's you know, it's our duty. Like I look at it like the brother said earlier, it's an honor to basically go out and teach the word of the Most High, and it's a reasonable service. And we know what Israelites, we know that the Most High, you know, gave us grace to be able to wake up to the truth, and that, you know, He gave us the tongue to learn, so we be able to go out and teach. So it's our reasonable service. You know what I'm saying? It's the most we can do, or it's like the least we can do.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahawah. So you gotta transform your mind. You gotta renew your mind. Because we out here presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice to preach the kingdom is at hand, so other people could be renewed in their mind through the spirit of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. That's like the parable of the sower, man. You planting seeds, people's heads, but you gotta plant seeds in the good ground. For I say, throughout the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahawah dealt to every man the measure of faith. So the Lord knows how much faith you have, how much love you have, because He measured it. Alright? But it's saying that you know, don't think of yourself highly. Don't think of yourself more than what you ought to think. Because we're just vessels of the Most High. You know? The Lord speaking through us. You know? So like, you know what? I'm gonna continue reading. Verse 4, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. So you're gonna have different brothers that's good in different things, that still contributes into the work of the Most High. That's why you got helpers. You know? That's why you got helpers. That's why the scriptures refer to us as being one body. You know? Because the Lord will be glorified in many different ways. Precepts, history, in the Hebrew. Some brothers is good with arts and crafts. You can bring out the word like that. Some brothers is good with technology. They could bring out the Lord in that type of fashion to wake up, you know, whoever it is, whatever the case may be. But you know, that's labor. That's labor. You know, using your talent. There's a parable on the talent too.
It's Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. It says, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. So it says put on as the elect. So basically, you know, we don't know that we're the elect necessarily. We're supposed to act as if we're the elect. Our conversation is supposed to be as the conversation of the elect. Our walk, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we live our lives. You know what I mean? When people look at us, they're supposed to think, oh, that man is a man. He's probably 9 times out of 10 the elect.
And it's like, yo, that's how I'm escaped. You know what I mean?
So it says, forbearing one another in forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. The word forbear means to basically like put up with. So it says, forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. So just like you know, the Most High basically gave us, forgave us for what we did. That's the same spirit we're supposed to have for our brothers in the truth. It says, they that are delivered from the noise, says like Judges 5 and 11, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his village in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Right. So even in our captivity, the Lord is going to have us rehearsing the righteous acts. Because we're practicing right now until we're perfect. Now when you rehearse a play before the movie comes out, you're going to mess up. You know, you're going to mess up. Because when you rehearse, you constantly study over and over. You meditate, you do it again and again. But you rehearsing to get it right until the movie comes out. When the movie comes out, it's perfect. So we're rehearsing the righteous acts right now. We're rehearsing because we're coming back to the ways, our true ways. So we gotta rehearse keeping the Sabbath. We gotta rehearse keeping the holidays. We gotta rehearse treating our brothers right. We gotta rehearse, keeping the commandments to the best of our ability. But we're not always gonna keep it perfect. That's why the scriptures say that, and that's laboring. The Lord is seeing you put in that work, because what? You're doing the will of the Most High, you're doing the will of the Most High, and the Lord sees your sincerity, because that ultimately, that's if you truly believe in the Lord, you will do that, because that's a commandment. I even read that in Hebrews, labor to enter into that rest. So these are things that we have to do. So what? We can enter into that rest. And what's that rest? When Yahawashi comes back to redeem his people, to save his people. When the kingdom comes, then we shall rest. Because we don't rest here in this place. Case in point, we're bringing out the scriptures. You can hear in the background what's going on. There's no rest, alright? There's always something happening. Like we mentioned earlier about, being under the curses and everything. Being in captivity, this is our slavery. We're not going to rest here. We're going to wake up here, but, that's why you got to do what you got to do to enter into that rest. Because if those people who enter into that rest, what that means? That means they're saved.
This is Isaiah chapter 61 verse 1. It said, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and to proclaim liberty to the captives and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound. And this is talking about, Yahawashi. It says, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. And the meek is talking about the Israelites because, the word meek means like needy. We're in need of salvation. We're in need of a deliverer. We're in need of somebody to take that oppressor's, foot off of them.
Absolutely.
It said, he have sent me to build up, he has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives. And basically, it said to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, because, we're broken, we're in a state of being like basically broken. And it said to proclaim liberty to the captives. So liberty is basically like, us being free, and we're basically being, bound or being under the subjection of our enemies. It says, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. So to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and to proclaim in the day of vengeance of our power. So that's basically telling you that the Most High is going to have vengeance upon the adversaries of his people, the nation of Israel. It says, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. It says to give unto them the beauty for ashes, and the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they may be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. All right, so basically, sorry, Jason. It says, and they shall build the old waste, and they shall raise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the wasted cities, the desolation of many generations. So basically, how Israel, the word, I mentioned the word in the verse before that, Zion, right? And the word Zion in Hebrew means to Zion, which means a monument, right? And it's talking about the nation of Israel, because basically, we were broken down, destroyed, we were driven out of our homeland in Jerusalem. Our homeland was basically conquered, colonized, taken over by the so-called the Zionists that's over there in Israel now, the apostate Jewish community. And basically, the Most High is going to restore. It says, let me read it again. It says, and they shall build up the waste, and they shall raise up the former desolations. They shall repair the wasted cities, the desolation of many generations. Because, in the kingdom, our adversaries, our enemies, they're basically going to, Esau, he's going to basically build up our kingdom, because he's going to be in a position of underneath it. Just like now, when it came to the creation of America, you had the so-called Negroes and then other Israelites, basically building up America, putting in labor to build up America. All right, so that whole thing is going to be basically reversed. So it says, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. So going back to what I was saying, like plowmen, like you have plowmen are the ones that's basically on the labor field, right? Your servants, right? It's like how we was basically plowing the fields for the so-called white man Esau and Edom, picking the cotton, picking the sugar cane, picking whatever natural resources they had us, doing, reaping whatever, right? So it says, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord, men shall call you the ministers of the Most High. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall you boast yourselves, right? So it says that we will be named priests, right? And the scripture says, I think it's 2 Peter, that we're a royal holy generation, a royal priesthood. So that's the men that you see scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. They're the royal priesthood. Yeah, Deuteronomy 7:6, Deuteronomy 14:2. We're the chosen of the Most High. So it says that we will eat the riches of the Gentiles. So everything that the Gentiles had, we're going to basically consume it, and that's going to be ours. It says, for your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double, everlasting joy shall be unto them. So it's basically like we're gonna be. So it's basically like, you know, the shame that we had, we're gonna have double. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say. The scriptures say.
All right, my brother. You have a great night.
Hey, if you really believe, you gotta come out here and do the work. This is how you're gonna be saved. You gotta do the work.
I do, brother.
Besides, faith without works is dead.
I do the work.
You know? Hey man, you see us out here.